Patriots football team had their first game on Saturday against Estrella Sidewinders. There was a great turnout at the home game, which was played at Rotary Park next to Firebird Field. We'll have all the details, including the final score, coming up later in our sports report. You're watching the Mohave Accelerated Schools' very own news program, Patriots Today. Good morning, fellow Patriots, and welcome back from our long 4-day weekend. Today is Tuesday, September 3rd, 2013, and I'm Raina Hartman.
And I'm Riley Branson. So, Raina, how was your weekend?
It was really good, Riley. How was yours?
Mine was all right. There's not a lot of school news right now, but we'll keep you up to date on what we do know. We're going into the 5th week of the new school year, which means it's time for progress reports. Teachers will be submitting the reports this week for any students with D or F grades, and they'll be sent soon after. Hopefully everyone's keeping their grades up and have nothing to worry about. Of course, parents and students can track grades, attendance, and more with the Parent View and Student View tools online at parents.mohavelearning.org.
Mrs. Boroff is starting up the art club for high school students. If you're a young artist that wants to join, the group will meet every Friday from 8 a.m. to noon in Mrs. B's room C1 on the elementary campus.
In other club news, Tech Club meets after school today in Mr. Nicklin's room at 3 p.m. If you are interested in helping to televise football games and other events, come to the meeting for more information. Also, the book club will meet next Monday, not today. We'll have more on that next week.
And we want to remind you of a story we brought to you last week. Mr. Hine is starting up a drum line for the high school. We got bass drums, snare drums, quads, and even cymbals, but we need drummers. If you got rhythm and school spirit, see Mr. Hine after school on Tuesday to get signed up.
And that's it for school news. Let's go back in time and see what happened on this date in the past.
The unmanned U.S. spacecraft Viking 2 landed on Mars to take the first close-up color photographs of the planet's surface in 1976. In 1849, Sarah Orne Jewett, the popular turn-of-the-century American writer, was born. The first official game of polo was played in Argentina after being introduced by British ranchers in 1875.
So we had a great turnout for Saturday night's football game, but if you weren't there, you were probably wondering how it turned out. Mason Kern is here on the set with us, and he's going to bring us all the details. Mason?
Thanks, Riley. The game was fantastic, and you're right, a lot of people showed up to watch. The Mohave Accelerated Patriots played at home on Saturday against the Estrella High School Sidewinders. Firebird Field is undergoing maintenance right now, so the game was played on the practice field right next to it. The Patriots came out strong in the first half to take an early lead. Clay Merrigan at quarterback hit Dan Willett for a touchdown at the end of the opening drive. Later in the first quarter, Joey Reardon ran the ball in from the 1-yard line for another 6 points. The Patriots ended the half up 12-0. The Sidewinders got on the scoreboard in the third quarter after a bad snap led to a Merrigan sack, his own end zone for an Estrella safety. The Sidewinders received the kickoff and were back in the end zone one play later on a 50-yard sprint up the middle to make it 12-8. The Patriots drove back and Merrigan hit Reardon again for a 40-yard scoring pass to end the third quarter, 18-8. Estrella scored once more in the fourth with a long run down the right side into the end zone. They followed up with a 2-point conversion to bring the score within 2. However, the Patriots defense stepped up in the second half and kept the Sidewinders from getting anything else done. Head coach Frank Sagasta noted that his defense only allowed Estrella's offense to get their first down once on 5 fourth-down attempts. The Patriots won their first game of the season, 18-16. The team still has a few wrinkles to iron out, but that's to be expected in the first game of the season. Merrigan threw a couple interceptions in addition to his touchdown passes, but Estrella's coach specifically mentioned his passing abilities as one of the reasons for the Malk win. Also, the team attempted 2-point after kicks for the extra point following a touchdown, something we've not seen from a Patriots special team unit in years. However, both kicks were missed. The team goes on the road this Saturday to take on Southridge in the Phoenix area at 7 p.m.
Thank you, Mason. And we've got some other games coming up this week as well, but we'll bring you those tomorrow. Right now, here's your lunch money for today.
And finally, here's what's happening in the world we live in. Law enforcement took the streets and waterways this weekend as locals and visitors alike were out in force to celebrate Labor Day and enjoy the last of summer. The Bullhead City Police Department had 6 officers patrolling the Colorado River, specifically on watch for boating violations. In addition to dealing with a few reckless boaters, the officers were able to come to the assistance of a family of 3 that were stranded on their personal watercraft. By and large, the weekend went smoothly with no major incidents reported.
Sheriff Joe Arpaio is either loved or hated by most people in Arizona. The sheriff of Phoenix area county has had a controversial career, erecting tent cities in the desert for convicted criminals and forcing them to wear pink underwear. But his latest actions that have him in the spotlight are related to his handling of illegal immigration in the state. Arpaio has been accused of racial profiling for his decision to use his agency to enforce federal immigration laws by checking on the legal status of Hispanics during traffic stops and other encounters. His agency is being sued by a group of Latinos who felt their rights were violated. However, a federal judge delaying making a ruling this past Friday while these two sides work on an argument.
And it looks like attacks on Syria may be stalled at this point. Friday morning, Secretary of State John Kerry held a press conference to explain why the United States was insisting on some form of punitive action against the Syrian government for the use of chemical weapons against civilians there. His remarks were taken to mean that the Obama administration planned to press ahead with the attacks even as international support was faltering. However, President Obama unexpectedly took a step back from that stance on Saturday, deciding to put the issue before Congress for their approval. However, Congress won't return from their scheduled summer vacation until next week. So for now, it's business as usual in Syria.
That about does it for the news. So time to learn something new. How about the word of the day?
And that's all we got for today. Keep your grades up, Patriots.
And that's right. And we'll be back tomorrow with more for you on Patriots Today.